Residents of Ekurhuleni have challenged the metro after their homes were evacuated without due process, leading to thousands of rands in rate hikes. Now, the Residents Association of Bedfordview, in collaboration with the Organisation Against Tax Abuse, are pushing back against the municipality's valuation role. Our business reporter, Kopano Gumbi, has more on the story.
When Peter Constantator saw messages in his neighborhood WhatsApp group that properties in the area had been re-evaluated by the municipality without notice, he quickly decided to do his investigation.
We didn't get anything. We didn't get any notification. Some people did and raised the alarm on the social sort of groups that we've got to say this was happening. And only from then did we go in and investigate.
But what Peter found the municipality had done in terms of his property value was a complete shock.
From 4.5, I think it was, to 22 million, which is just ludicrous. We've had valuations from estate agents. There's absolutely nowhere near we'll get.
Peter has lived in the same house for 14 years and has only ever had his property evaluated once before. Now, the concern post-COVID-19 is what such a re-evaluation would mean for his family's monthly rates.
Well, the rates would also go up by 500%. So if we are paying 6,000 rand a month, like on average, with water, lights and rates, we are now looking at 30.
Local DA councillor Jill Humphreys has been helping residents fight this in council since February this year. She says it's not a problem unique to the more affluent neighborhoods in the metro, but that a valuation was done for all properties in Ekurhuleni, but that the valuation process itself was flawed from the start.
It's the whole of Ekurhuleni. It's not just Bedfordview. It's the whole of Ekurhuleni that is affected by this. You're thinking it's a wealthy suburb, so they want to hit it. You know what? There are houses next door to each other that are very similar, and the one will have been revalued at, say both of them should be valued at, say, 3 or 4 million. The one will be valued at 1 million, and the other one will be valued at 10 million. That's the ridiculousness of the document. You cannot apply logic to it. It makes no sense.
The city has not been forthcoming with information, despite the many objections residents have filed. Now the Residents Association has roped in the help of legal counsel and the organisation Undoing Tax Abuse to try and get some resolve.
We need to properly consider the evidence before we take the matter to court, but I strongly suspect that we will be launching a court application, because this is not a case of 1 or 2 properties around Bedfordview that's been affected. It's been everywhere, from your poor areas to your wealthy areas, and there's not a person who hasn't gone unscathed, I don't think.
The reason the city has implemented such haphazard property re-evaluations is still being investigated through this process. But in the meantime, residents remain frustrated and at risk of having their city services cut off.
The only rationale that I can think of is that Ekurhuleni needs the money. I mean, Ekurhuleni is really, really struggling for money. I think there's just been complete mismanagement of funds. And, I mean, show us another reason. That's the only reason that slaps a person right across the face. They need the money. So rather let them get the money in of people who think, oh my goodness, we have to pay this. And if we take them to court, we take them to court. But I think that's an attitude that is going to really, really detrimentally affect the council.
Newzroom Afrika reached out to city authorities for comment, but by the time of going to air, they had not responded. Frustrated at the inconsistency in municipal service delivery, residents have now taken to private players to fill in the gaps. But whether this is sustainable and affordable for all in a country with stark inequalities such as ours remains to be seen. For Newzroom Afrika on Channel 405, I am Kopano Gumbi in Ekurhuleni.